Hi guys, I'm back. My Wi-Fi went out for like 10 minutes. So annoying, but I'm back. So I'll just wait for people to come back on. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna start over completely, basically. That would probably be best. Okay, people are joining. Oh yeah, and then let me warn you guys that I have a cough. Like, I feel like there's something in my throat at all times. I think it's allergies. So I'm going to be drinking some water throughout the live, so. As I spill some onto myself. Okay. Alright, people are getting on now. I'll just wait a couple more seconds. Happy hump day. And for those that are joining, sorry, my Wi-Fi went out. Hey, Jenna. My Wi-Fi went out, and it goes out for like 10 minutes at a time. I don't know if it's New York or I have Spectrum. I don't know what the deal is, but it's kind of annoying. Alright, I'm just going to begin. Okay, so it's actually a pretty juicy topic today. About righteousness, which is a very interesting thing to talk about. At least I think so. But first, let me introduce myself. I always forget that part. My name is Justine Luzzi. I am a spiritual coach, healer, and mentor. I specialize in support and coaching around being a highly sensitive person and an empath. Mostly because I'm an HSP and an empath, and it has affected me in every aspect of my life, my entire life. So I love talking about it, and I love bringing awareness around it, and yeah, I like helping people kind of manage that part of themselves. So yeah, but today, not exactly the topic is not exactly about empaths or HSPs, but today's topic is about righteousness, and it's something I want to bring up because I think a lot of the time, people see righteousness as a really, really great thing, right? So I'm going to play devil's advocate for this live and talk about, well, even the title, right? So the title is it good or bad, right? So I actually kind of tricked you guys on the title, because in the realm that I live in, I try to see things as not good or bad, but more positive or negative, because in reality, there really isn't, everything is subjective, right? So whether somebody's behavior is good or bad is really what our perspective is, coming from our own consciousness. So we really can't label things this way, right? So I kind of tricked you with the title there because the answer is it's neither, right? Righteousness is neither good or bad. But going back to what I said about positive and negative, it could actually be used in a positive and a negative way, right? So what do I mean? So what do I mean? Okay, let me see how I can try to explain this. So we can either use righteousness for good, such as famous figures in history like Martin Luther King Jr. or Nelson Mandela. They use their righteousness for a positive impact, right? But we can also use our righteousness in a negative impact, in a negative way, right? So anything positive comes from love, and anything negative comes from ego, right? So here's some statements that you may have heard before that come from, when are we going to see some special guests? Come on anytime, Chris. I cracked myself up. Okay, anyway, where was I? Okay, so here's some statements that come from ego, and let me see if these sound familiar to you. I know they're familiar to me because this is an area of my life that I need to work on. So let me go ahead. Okay. Anyone who thinks this way must be evil. I would never do that, and that is so wrong. Have you ever heard yourself say any of those statements before? I know I have. Especially when it comes to values and when it comes to, and I hate to bring this into it, but politics. I hate to, I have to make parents, but I'm more keep up the good. Thanks, Chris. Catch the replay. Yeah, so I've actually been guilty of saying all three of those, right? And, you know, I hate to bring up the politics thing, but it's a really good, it's a really good example, because I'm really passionate about justice and with social issues. I consider myself a very liberal person, very progressive, not conservative at all, and, some of the decisions that I see, you know, some conservatives making, I am guilty of saying some of these sentences, right? But the truth is, you know, I'm coming from ego, right? Because so let's break down the sentences, right? So anyone who thinks this way must be evil, that sentence. I'm alluding to the fact that I'm not evil and I'm perfect, right? Just by saying that. So that's coming from a place of ego, right? Because the truth is, let's break this down. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. Is anybody perfect? Absolutely not. And, you know, just by saying that sentence, we're using our righteousness in a negative way, right? So who am I to say that somebody is evil? You know, we're all, and here's the other thing too. These statements are false because anytime we use righteousness in a negative way, we're alluding to the fact that we're right. And like I said in the beginning, there is no good and bad. And there's also no right or wrong, right? And I know that's hard to believe, but I'm coming from a spiritual perspective here. As a whole, right? So who am I to dictate what's right and what's wrong? I'm alluding to the fact that I'm almost better than the other person because I'm making the rules, right? So the biggest delusion in life is that, one of the biggest delusions at least, and there's a ton because we all walk around kind of delusional about life's purpose and like why we're here. And we're all connected, guys. Nobody is separate. Nobody is better. Nobody is worse. Nobody is evil. Okay? We're all connected. We're each other's brothers and sisters. We're all love. Therefore, we're all connected. So the fact that, you know, you say the second sentence I said, I would never do that. Or that is so wrong. That's me putting myself above other people and kind of like looking down on them and using righteousness in a negative way. I hope this makes sense. I'm kind of like going around in a circle, but I'm trying to hit home that, you know, yes, we have some famous, you know, historical leaders that use righteousness in a positive way, but I'm letting everybody know that it could be used in a negative way as well. How can we use it in a positive way? In a positive way, we can use righteousness is the accepting and understanding of different perspectives. So instead of saying something that is so wrong, you know, when you're having a conversation about values or any social justice issue, we can acknowledge how the person is feeling, let them know that we hear them, and then it's okay to have a different opinion than other people. State the different opinion, and then just accept and love them for their perspective. You know, we're not here to look down on anybody. We're not here to yell at anybody or make them feel a certain way for having an opinion. That's not what life is about. So using your righteousness in a positive way can be really positive in the way that we love each other in the world. So another way is just loving them and moving forward in a positive direction. you know, kind of goes with the first thing I said about accepting and understanding a different perspective. Loving them for what they believe and what they think, and then just moving forward positively, and instilling change in a very healthy and positive way. And that's really all that we can do. It's not about putting down somebody else. It's because how you feel about something is not going to change by putting somebody else down, if that makes sense. You know, if you're really, really feeling strongly about a social issue, saying the other person that has an opposing view is stupid, is very, I mean, it's almost irrelevant, right? Because it has nothing to do with what you can do by going forward and instilling positive change. So, and I'm saying this, guys, like, I'm no angel, and I'm the first one to admit it. I am, like I said earlier, probably the most liberal person I know. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm all about justice. I'm all about equal rights. I'm all about treating people the way that you want to be treated. But yelling at people and making them feel bad for their perspective on a certain issue does absolutely nothing. I'm still in the same place. And what it actually does do is it put hate in my heart. And that is something that's unacceptable. And that is something that I don't want. And, you know, so I've been working on, you know, this righteousness that I have. And just making sure I use it the right way. Because it's a blessing to feel so strongly about a lot of things that are happening in our country, and just be passionate about certain things. It's a blessing, but we must use that blessing in a good way, in a positive way, and move forward with change. And that's the only thing that we can do, in a loving, and by using love and not hate. So so yeah, I hope this helped. I hope it made sense. I kind of did a little bit of circling around. Oh, excuse me. See, something in my throat. But I just wanted to kind of shed light on the word righteousness and how we can use it for good. And sorry, I keep using that word. How we can use it positively, and how we can move forward. And, you know, I just want to say one more thing that I said earlier. There really is just different perspectives in this world. And let's just keep in mind that we're all in this together. We're all connected. Everybody is everybody else's brothers and sisters. We are all connected. We are all love. That's the thing I think people are not really conscious of on an everyday basis. That's the delusion. Separation is a delusion. It's not true. We are all connected. So if we just keep that in mind, and maybe that does help going forward. But so yeah, it was just a really important topic for me to talk about today. So I hope this helped. I will be on live on Friday. I'm not sure of the topic, but I really appreciate those that come on and watch me live. Please catch the replay, and if you are watching it now, thank you very much. And I will see you guys Friday. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.